Well, he was definitely a musician at one point, but then I guess he went into advertising. Oh, caps. You don't have any other LaRose, so you changed your name at some point. You also have a random Eloise no last name given, whoever that is. You are this lady? This is apparently at least somewhat wrong. This is also apparently wrong. Oh, I realised what I've done. Stupid. It's this! I need to put down far more specific things than random CEO. You second or third? Whatever, you're in the wrong place, I'm sure. Cool! My stupidity has been rectified. Lovely. We finally have everybody on the notables list. Right. The board is filling up with yellow. This is very good. Need to just... Get you out of here, because that is clearly wrong. Ernie Madsen Jr., Root President to take over Roottrees. Due to heart illness, Ernie Jr. is stepping down as president of Roottrees at the start of his second quarter in 1996. His second cousin, Carl, parent president of sister company Root and former Watchman of the Year, will take over. "13 years since Ernie was forced to step into the role of president unexpectedly. Back then, not much was known about the man other than his full name. In the years since, he's taken on a bit of a reputation as a real-life wonker. He's known as a bit of an eccentric and recluse, opting to be called simply Ernie Jr. and to forgo the typical luxuries of the average Rootree, but in our estimation he has been a shrewder businessman with an eye for sweets. Ernie Jr. has led Rootree to record profits by developing new products, including the ever-popular Maple Crisps, and by spearheading the formation of Root with his cousin, after learning of Brenda Rootree's power in the fashion community. I think Zachariah must be over here. Maybe the other way around. Clara over there. That guy is third or fourth? Third. Second. Then Ernie Jr., wherever they are, is fourth. Guess there's nothing to say these two are this way round. Let's try swapping them and see what happens. Nothing. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit stuck. So there are two things I could do. Number one, I could just try punching every single name on this list into the search engine and see what happens. Or number two, I could try the hint system. Let's punch some of these surnames into the search engine and see what comes up. Only search for one person or concept at a time. Use both their first and last name if possible. Fine. I'm bored of this already. Let's try the hint system. Lauren Rootree mentions an old book of hers in one of the diary entries. sure. I think I already looked up one of the books, but maybe not both of them. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Nothing there. It's probably this 13. Did I not search this before and find nothing? Yeah. Well, I probably need to search it on here, don't I? Nothing relevant. It was published under a different name, wasn't it? I remember seeing something along those lines before as well. If I come back over here... Yeah, it could be under this name. Ugh. Out of print, no copies available. Re-released as X marks the spot. Under the other name, probably. Yep. There it is. According to the back of the book, this is A Buried Treasure by Lauren Roottrees, from the author of the Court series. It also says keep an eye out for Lauren Roottrees' next book, Revisiting the Diary 10 Years Later, releasing in 1975. Here's a big new batch of information. Fantastic. That was a very nice hint. Because I remember going down this path before and not doing it properly. So, like, yeah, the nudge to go down this path again. Useful. Version of Lauren Roottrees' diary released in 1975. Unlike the original, it contains no pictures, but has many new passages that reflect on her thoughts 10 years later. One major event happened between releases that changed Lauren's outlook on certain subjects, the death of Elias. A summary of the fallout has been added to your notes, as well as some other select pages. Wonderful. Revisiting the diary 10 years later, from the original author. The new diary opens with an explosive incident that happened between them in the decade between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Elias Roottrees had died, and during the reading of his will there was an audible gasp when a certain name was read aloud, Samantha Roottrees. Though Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retain the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions related to it. It was then that the scandalous secrets came out. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents died. Apparently Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Julia and Patricia Christensen. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Ellie Jr. harboured a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Ellie Jr. ever again. Her baby, Samantha, was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away with a local farmhand known as EC. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Ellie Jr. and they finally married in their 50s. Lauren mentioned the wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Ellie Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. When Patsy and Ellie Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottrees in the first place. Even though she was not part of the clan said trust, he wanted to include her in family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. Ooh, okay. Now, this is very interesting information, especially because it's linked to this, I think. Okay, well. Samantha Roottrees. And Patricia. Wait, that goes up here. Not down there. Do. Fine. Page of additional notes and context from the original 10-year anniversary re-release. Companion piece to the entry about Sam. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Roottrees. All my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. Had she had the chance to grow up with us, Sam might have been the sister figure Gwyn never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It's been a long, long time since any real Roottrees was excited and interested in the actual candy as Roottrees. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Which means this entire section is wrongety wrong. And you two, I guess, are actually over here. Which makes more sense. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, shifting. You two to over here. Is that right now? Who knows? Okay. And then down here, we think that we have... I'm most ashamed of us not figuring it all out myself. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. Doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Roottrees for as long as she was willing. I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Pop wanders away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate Mr. Miller. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either. But even so, she seems to blame more than just the two of them. She has no problems with his next gens, but she has a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces and Elias and Gwyneth. That is helpful information. So I don't think I know which way round they are. But so Sam is Sam is here on the left, right? On the right, most likely. Oh yeah, that brings those numbers down a lot, having found this. Don't think we really know her occupation, but she was a farmhand at one point. And that is good enough, apparently. Nice! We have those two in the correct place as well now. That is fantastic. Okay. I'm glad you're in the right place. That also means you're definitely in the right place. I just don't know your occupation quite yet. Back to the book, I think. And her children have thick glasses. Only Junior and Gwyneth, but I don't know which way round they are. For now, I'll put them this way round. And I guess they're the two with the thick glasses, according to the diary entry. Which makes them these two. Don't think we have much on their occupations yet. Page of additional notes and context from the 1975 re-entry of Companion Piece to Clark. Reading this back, I get deja vu. As I wrote this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Roottrees has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob and Gwyn divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Not that I can blame her for that. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlet. But neither of us ever took a second husband. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I guess we wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows LEC stepped up and helped, more than I can say for Clancy or Edward. LEC practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Ellie's marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock, pun intended, so who knows what causes these things. I suspect he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I can't imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think a marriage on such a shaky foundation like that can last, and Lord knows I was right last time. Problem is, I worked out most of that myself already. Clark and Jim, I don't think we really know anything about. Well, Clark we know about. Jim? And LEC. Well, if LEC is married... I guess he's down here. Where's Jim? Don't know. And I'm not really confident in that enough to even punch it in. Not comparable to any specific entry, but addresses feedback. The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary is how many similar names there are, and I get it, there are 4 Ellies, for Pete's sake, but that's how it is. Some would say I saw Ellie in town and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior, or Miracles Ellie, or LEC. Brother, uncle, cousin. So one of these two is an Ellie. Yeah, we have Elias over here as well. Our family's names were always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honour those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy. So now you see where my pop's name comes from. One thing that's always been consistent in our family, though, is that anytime anyone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. That goes for Miracle, Ellie, or even Clancy. Yes. Yes. We have we have an Ernest Manson who is probably there then. The women, however, had all goes out the window. I think Gwendoline got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Caroline, who was Elias's mother. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as the generations went on. I guess because that's because there's no female equivalent of a junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. Even the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottrees. I had to break the news they got my father's name backwards. I don't think that tells us too much that I didn't already know. I wonder what happens if I search the internet for that name. The incorrect one in reverse. Nothing. Well, it doesn't look like anybody else has made that mistake. Not a compelling piece for any specific entry, but a fun bonus. Apparently this is the first thing that she could find that she ever wrote. She knows it was for a school assignment about anger, and she believes based on the teacher's name she must have been in 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the events spelled out here, but does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I do not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty, spelled wrong, dress. Me and Pop walked home in town and she hugged him. When I told her she was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said that, "Your Pop is my dad." She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing, so I pushed her too. Then I got in trouble, then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she is gone." Yeah, there's something very strange going on around here. And I'm extremely unconvinced this connection is correct. The giant obvious envelope does not help matters. Okay. Changed my mind on your initial, based on that new piece of evidence. So we know from that photograph that and that. And these 3 are Lauren's brothers. But I don't think I have any idea which way around they are. And the only person on this photograph we have unplaced is you. Yeah, and that makes sense with the red hair. So I'm happy with that. Ooh. You're probably over there, aren't you? That's where I got that. In quite such a muddle. That's why you were wrong. Because you're on the left, not on the right. Gonna have to be there then, I think. Makes sense to me. I don't think we have much clue what Gwendolyn looks like. So, how many other people do we have unplaced from this photo at this point? I think this is Caroline here. I'm gonna swap these two back around again. It's gotta be one way around or the other, surely. I think that's you there. Do I have anything on Ernie Jr.'s occupation? Okay, Miracles Eli is not LIC, so I'm putting you back. One of these two is LEC. I have no idea which. Give me another hint. She used to be in a different band when he was younger. Alright. Yeah, this band. Section of the magazine called Skip It or Flip It has short, pitchy blurbs about new records. An album called These Times listed under the Skip It column with the following. These Times, a new single from C&J and J&D, Clark Rafferty, Jim Roottrees, and two of the LaRoe sisters. Amateurish folk-style songwriting is catchy at times, but ultimately doesn't do anything new. So... This gives me more information, though. Someone with the username XXXDieHardDazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently this was Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRoe's first song together. He also mentions it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. After a blaring fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. Fantastic. New evidence.
Life is life, love shall be me for you and you
Very
for
60s.
me. Someday will come though that this tree will be the last of what was we. With passing years all paths diverge, rivers rambling onward surge, one source behind old memories.
Okay.
Find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover.
Gives me a few pictures, I suppose. Probably that way around. Lovely. More pictures. A bit of a dead end other than that, though.
So act as though these times ain't fleeting. Love still flows, our hearts heart beating. For now ignore fate's destiny. Two roads that cross once at this tree. Someday these times will all be over.
Don't mind me, just bopping to the music.
So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. The dew dries on the
Whoops.
morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free.
Ah. Yeah, sure. Magazine aimed at teenage girls, the web has a news section that offers condolences for the loss of the Roottrees sisters. Their fashion line was often covered by a magazine, and Rihanna Roottrees first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. Interesting. Let's key some of our names into here then, maybe. Nothing relevant there. Heck, Let's just go obvious. Great. I have a thing, but I have no idea what to search in it. Well, capitalization. What to even put into here? I mean, sure. Is this even going to be very helpful for me, though? Because this is just going to give me a picture. A picture that I don't even really need. Well, I guess give me a whole interview, actually. Never mind! Let's see, article from 1994 also mentions TMS and brother trouble. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who always taught lectures about history. What are we putting? Teacher? Professor? Sure. He always taught me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot, because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends told me they had to read in school. Indeed, she did. I took his advice and I worked with my mom designing clothing. I helped decide what colours and patterns I want to model, and she designs the clothes for a team of amazing men and women. When my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we managed to accomplish. Laura. TMS. What is that? Tommy Mark Sheridan appeared on the cover of Team Blast a record 38 times, including 3 back-to-back months during the height of brother trouble. In the issues he wasn't on the cover, he was still mentioned quite often. He read every word of every article, and besides the fact that he was married to Rihanna, only one thing seems relevant. the Thomas Sheridan down here. Gossip section from 1996, about 8 months before their marriage, is called Is TMS Dating a Rootree? It says, at a recent autograph signing, TMS told a Team Blast reporter that he met a girl at a party in Malibu. Apparently the cast of Brother Trouble gets together at Penelope's house once a year, and this time TMS found love. The mega hottie had this to say. She's incredible. She came to the party to meet me specifically, and I'm glad she did. She said she had a crush on me when she was younger. I told her I have a crush on her from her posters now. When our Team Blast reporter asked who the lucky girl was, TMS refused to spill, but we did some digging. One of the creators of Brother Trouble, Ron, married Penelope, who played TMS's mom on the show, and get this, Ron is a distant relative of the Rootree sisters. Ron, huh? Well, that's great, but I don't really know where they are on the tree. I'm gonna highlight that, though. Well, The Trouble was a 1989 sitcom about two 16-year-old brothers the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Mark Sheridan, and a Dustin Christopher Baker. A single mother played by stand-up Penelope Teaser Green often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that came with raising two boys who are extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuit of their next-door neighbor Roxy. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Rootree. The show had strong ratings through the entirety of Season 1, rocketing both Sheridan and Baker to instant stardom, mostly amidst the teenage girl demographic. However, it was cancelled in 1991, midway through the second season, due to a significant drop-off in ratings. Nothing relevant. Nothing relevant. Small screen director and head of RR Productions. Oh, you're the RR that's been previously referred to. Brother Trouble ended up being an ironic name, considering it was about RR Productions' Ron and Robbie Rootree. Okay. That is both of you. Therefore, you are Ron down here. Robbie is down here. You are Penelope. He's green. You're a director. The name that might be worth looking up. Penelope Teaser Green is a retired comedian. There was a result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labelled Joko Lantern. So there's a different picture labelled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets. Both have been added to the evidence. Nice, we have pictures. Okay. So, we have a picture for you. We have a picture for you, whoever you are. Yeah, Nice occupation. And you are probably a student at this point. I don't know who's who out of these two, but I guessed correctly. That's a lot of pictures locked in. Lovely. Okay, so here's you. Don't think we have anything about what the baby's name is. Okay. Where to next? I'm using this button a lot. Small article from 1995 about Jones Graphic and Print. Brian Jones took over his father's print company after 20 years. In and out of that shop my whole life, my father taught me everything there is to know about getting the job done right and getting it done quick. Whoa. We've been a printing staple of Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for their coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come on down for best prices and bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania, or search for us online. I designed the website myself. Very well, I will. Jones Graphic and Print is a company that, according to its website, has existed in Butler County for some time. The website seems fancy. It even has frames. Lists the addresses, hours, and a few examples of clients and the type of work that was done for each. Roottrees Motors, that's a new one. You also do web design. Come in to get a quote today. Yeah, fine. How very meta. Butler Summer Theatre. Performs plays and musicals during the summer. Makes sense. That is, as it is not summer currently. It is December, in fact. The website has a thank you message. Thank you for making our 1998 season such a success. Stay tuned for announcements about performances in 1999. Website lists the credits of a musical that seems to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Posters and additional set design elements by Jones Graphic and Print and choreography by November Studios. Local dance school. Nothing relevant. This is definitely relevant, though. Fine. Copy. Paste. There's an ad for Roottrees Motors in the paper. It seems Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. An ad has run in every week's Butler County for many years, but has recently changed to include a picture. 3 different versions have been added. Why the name has changed might be relevant. Roottrees Motors ads. Same family business, but has joined the Roottrees family. Funny news is, need new oil, come on down, we're fixer up. A local family mechanics servicing the entire Pittsburgh area. Tessa Roottrees. Okay. We're generalizing a bit, but you do look a little bit like a mechanic in that outfit. Catherine Wilkins. And we're going to save it down here. Click. Tessa. Mechanic. Is that correct? Oh, I need to put something else in somewhere. Does feel like a bit of a dead end, though. Is there anything else I can look up from here? Not really. Oh yeah, what? Let's make a guess and hope that it's correct. It in fact is. He looked the most like a professor.
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation. But I can't reveal everything. Not yet. I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake, so I'll try to explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers. But not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers. I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the Five Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy. So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out.
Oh good, it's gotten harder.
I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Well, there aren't too many things with high numbers left. We've got these two, but I don't know which way round they are. But let's just throw them in somewhere for fun. Then, from the next photo, we have everybody placed but one. Yes, there's definitely this Ernie. Which I guess, if he didn't get locked in already, is probably actually over here. Debbie? Nicole. Probably that. Where did that picture even come from? Guess you're there then? But I'm really unsure about that. I guess there's something else here too, but I don't know what you want from me. Nothing. But that fills in that name. That's not how searching works. You can't search an email address in a search engine and have it produce sensible results. Huh? But a simple page called The Art of Rafferty, copyright 1997, on Prodigy that lists the author's email address. Ugh. Me and my fiancée Lulu. Go Tartans. There's an odd collage labelled Cousins, which seems to be made up of 3 scrambled images. The accompanying artist's statement says we had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many as my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, and some I've never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Rihanna, Riley, or Rose, so I had to get creative and use only my 3rd cousins. This includes Davy, he swims for Yukon, and Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister. And Stephanie, who was an only child. Gah. Okay. What is this? Okay. Not so bad once you found a decent place to start from. One out of 3. This one I think is arguably easier. Much easier. Good art. What's wrong with that? Looks fine to me. Ah. There. What is this? Oh, no. Why would you do this? Okay. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's so bad. It's da 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 da. Okay. Okay. Now what? Okay. Getting somewhere. Can we get this out of the way? It is really challenging. Can we shift all of this way down to the bottom? You know what? Go for it. Super annoying puzzle. Okay. College student. Where are this lot going is the question. Well, there aren't many places left for them to go. So... we have... Davy. Which makes that you, and that you. Pro athlete, I guess. We have... Sister Bethany. Yeah. College student. And then over here we have... Stephanie. Also a college student. And at least one of those is wrong. Hit me again. Yeah. Fine. I forgot about that last piece of information, but the rest of that I'd already worked out. Okay. Running out of things to look at. Okay. I guess that's you. Edwards. Which makes you Jacob. No. Who's Jacob? Where's Jacob? What is Jacob? Yeah, I got that. I could have these two the wrong way round still. Yeah, I got it. Okay, that way round. Yes. Fine. And that should pretty much finish that entire top track. Yeah, so we're looking at down here. So what are we saying here exactly? We're insinuating... Yes, we are insinuating. That was a little bit of a logical jump from she used to have green thumbs to she must be a farmer. But okay. Yes, maybe these two are both younger than I think they are. Oh yeah, you're definitely younger than I think you are, because you've got middle school in the background. Duh. Surely we're running out of Roottrees at this point. Indeed. Four. Just a few left then. And it's mostly occupations. Okay, you are a Hudson. Got no idea who that is. It's mostly just occupations that I need now. You are Morden, because that surname has to come from somewhere. I'm going to say you're that, simply because we're running out of other names to put. If I look back at... There's no Novembers on this list. So I'm not sure who November Roottree is. I'm gonna say it's you, simply by process of elimination. Yeah, alright. We are looking at... down here. Though the Butler County Times does not archive their obituaries, they did a front-page story in 1982 about Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. We are looking at... over here. Patricia. The story itself is surprisingly light on relevant details due to the recency of the accident. Police reported that the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of the Hudson's car, causing them to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Though Guy was a somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. Witnesses reported that the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes and cutting other drivers off as well for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the accident. One witness says it could have been any one of us who eventually got run off the road. The aggressor fled after the accident to release a few leads other than make and model. He has been president of the Roottrees company for only 4 years. Through an undoubtedly volatile period in the company's history, he and his wife had no children. That doesn't really get me very much, apart from his wife's name. Of course, I should have searched that way earlier. I need to do a better job at highlighting things. I had a set about successful ad campaigns. One of the ads listed is from the late 50s, Boys and Girls Agree. It's a series of television and magazine ads for the Roottrees chocolate bars. The ad campaign is described as having the premise that boys and girls are often diametrically opposed, except when it comes to one thing. Both of them agree that Roottrees is their favourite. The first advertisement in the series was one of the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. Advertisement added to the evidence. Great. A picture. Do I? Yeah. We never found the book. I know, I looked for the book. I looked for the book at least twice. I have never found the book. Oh. Again, that's a bit of a jump in logic. But alright. Sure. Hey, let's put you down as housewife as well while we're at it. Everybody else seems to be. much relevant information about Robbie Rootree. In a comment thread on a message board about television cliches, you find a thread called Why Was Brother Trouble Cancelled? One user speculates. I think it's because the writing went really downhill in Season 2. They actually had an episode where Roxy was addicted to sniffing markers. Another person replied maybe it's due to the rumor about Robbie Rootree in Silver Screen magazine. I guess I did. Hollywood Insiders magazine, focusing less on actors and actresses, more about the nitty-gritty of writing, directing, costuming, set design, film promotion, and other elements of filmmaking. Ran for 10 years, from 1983 to 1993, bought by a bigger, more recognizable magazine a few years ago, and the website now directs to the new magazine. Doesn't appear to have any relevance to your case. Small Rumours article from 1992 that claims that television screenwriter Robbie Rootree was allegedly tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. It seems he, again, allegedly, embezzled from the company RR Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of pounds in debt. Then fled to Paris, where he grew up, and then, Silver Screen continues to insist this is all very much allegedly, assaulted an officer who came to question him. The article also says they were unable to get a statement from French authorities but received information from an anonymous source and were able to confirm through a public record that there was a trial involving a Robert Rootree around the time that Brother Trouble was cancelled. I guess we'll say he's a director as well. Screenwriter. Got it. Funny guy. Bonnie replaced. I replaced Caroline. Junior, yeah. With Gwendolyn. Uncle Junior. Sure we've got. Yeah, I searched for that, but I should have searched for it in here. No mention of studios. Okay. Yeah, it's up there. Fine. Much hinting required, but we got there.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations! I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
EC is mentioned here. Let's just make a new page for all of this. There's a mention of them here. The mention of him here. It's an interesting line here, which may or may not be relevant. Okay, I think that's probably all the information I'm gonna get. I'm going entirely based on these books. But I think that's pretty much the only place I have anything relevant. From all of this, I think there's some connection further up here. Elias's parents were Clancy and Edward. That's how they came up with that Clancy Edward name. So I think well, first of all, the only person who I've seen EC with who isn't Sam, and who lives with him and works with him, would be a John Miller. Well, I guess if we're writing these out in exactly the same way as we've written everything else out. Miller John. Ooh. We need a picture. Aha. I have found someone's photo, who I do not yet have in evidence anywhere. Yeah, I would say they look pretty similar. So I am going to say that is Edward Clancy Roottrees. What is I'm ever gonna be?
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller? That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Yep.
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yup, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago. My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller. By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser. Lauren was right. I hated the Five Pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man, but his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable.
I figured that was probably the reason why they got detached from the family tree like that.
The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his Five Pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the Five Pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the Five Pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all, but there he is in the background. The 6th Five-Piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy.
Bringing up a couple of pieces of evidence here that I never found.
Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the Five Pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president. But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company. When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36. They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point. Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry. Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. That sounded familiar. The Clancy Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as, and that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the Trust, as anyone else. The Clancy Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light. And when it does, my share of the Clancy Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life. Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air. This is the last time I'll come knocking.
Foreshadowing for the second part of the game.
Thanks again, and so long.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Saturday night and you're quite a sight.
The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right.
Making ends meet, so they rent and leave.
We can't afford gas, so we skate in the street.
Hooray! And now there's more of them.